It's day 335.
Of the 29th year and beyond. Well, we're at the end of our vacation.
Yes, we've had a wonderful time sharing with family and friends, and but we will be preparing to make our way back to Georgia on tomorrow if the Lord says the same.
Yeah, and a couple days ago we talked to Donald, and he was talking about Gloria and she had lupus and what it was like to be with her and the caregiver and transitioning from life to life eternal.
And coming up on like 5 years of her, after she transitioned, 5 years. It's just like, wow, the time really flown.
But his sister, who we're staying with, Debbie, her husband passed away, and it was about a year ago.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it'll be the end of this month, makes a year.
And one of the things that she's said more than once is how much more challenging it has been for her to part with his things and to move on to a different thing, to a different life, a new normal. She was a caregiver for a good little bit for her husband, and now she has taken up swimming. She's taken up some different activities, and that's sort of what I want to highlight today. What happens when you lose your spouse, and you're at this point in your life when you're still young, you're vibrant. In her case, she's retired. In Donald's case, we're the same age, and so he has now embraced what he loved doing early on, which was physical training. He had taken a job where he was able to come home and take care of his wife, but now he's left that job, and now he's back to the physical training because he can work late in the evenings, he can work early in the morning. He doesn't have to worry about someone seeing about Gloria. So that's what I wanted to talk about. How do you transition? How do you get rid of the clothing? What do you part with? How, and that all of those things are really, really challenging.
And it's different for everyone, because make no mistake, items, places, experiences shared, all of those things are connected to our emotions. I mean, I would imagine every one of you can think of a person, you can think of a place, you can think of a song. And when you do, that flood of emotions that are attached with that memory come right back right strong. And so it can be challenging. And although she's getting prepared to donate, make a significant donation,
Yes.
but it can be a challenging thing, and you just need to do what is authentically you in that process. Not what everybody else says, not what anybody else has done. But you have to do it based upon who you are, what your experience is, and not to be held to some kind of timetable.
Yeah, it's not, and it's okay to hold on to certain things that bring you joy, that bring you memories, that warm your heart, and that are attached to, like he says, an event or something. It's okay to do that. But it's also okay to go out and try new things. Don't feel like that you're leaving your spouse behind because they've already transitioned to a better place. And so. I just wanted to highlight that today because I was so warmed and so touched by, the flood of emotions that came back when she was holding up certain jackets and certain pieces of clothing that her husband loved, and she said, "I just can't get rid of this right now." No, don't ever get rid of it if you don't have to. Keep it.
Well, the final thing that I would really like to say is understand this. Each one of us will inevitably have to deal with the transition of a spouse at some point. One of us will transition, and that's just inevitable. So make certain that you do enough so that while you're on the journey together, you will be able to cherish and reminisce and focus on the life as opposed to the event of one's death. Because that's what happens many times. People focus on the death. What I would encourage you to do is to build and enjoy the life so that if I should transition or if Gail should transition, then the other can focus on and cherish the life that was lived, that was shared.
The quality time.
And not the event of the death alone.
The quality time. That's right.
So until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.